You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, This Week. Featuring news and commentary on This Week in Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live This Week, Dario Kristen.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You're watching Black Hollywood Live This Week. I'm your host, Dario Kristen, and here joining me in the studio today is Courtney Stewart.
Hello, everybody.
And DJ Jesse J.
What up?
On today's show, we're going to cover a variety of different topics, including Miss USA, the question fell from Miss Utah, and then we have Allen Iverson accused of kidnapping, and Food Network star Paula Deen has been fired for racial comments. Who knew? Who knew? I just wanted a butter cookie. That's all I wanted from her. All right, so we're going to read the results from last week's Buzzer Meter question, which was, should affirmative action laws be updated? 58% of you said yes, 40% said no, and 2% are undecided. Yeah, so, you know.
It wasn't a landslide.
It was not.
It's pretty close.
It was not. Now, this week we have a new question. Should mixed people automatically be considered black? Now, we're going to talk about this a little bit more on today's topics, but you guys go to blackhollywoodlive.com, go to the Buzzer Meter question, and let us know your results. And we will read them next week.
Yep.
All right, so I'm excited to talk about all these trending topics today, Jesse.
Lots of them.
There's lots of things that we need to cover. So go ahead, let's get into
Sure
it.
are. So Miss Utah, as you said, her name was Marissa Powell, and the past Sunday, Donald Trump, he does the Miss USA pageant. Nene Leakes asked a question, and it didn't really go too well for Miss Marissa. She kind of, maybe the nerves got tripped up, maybe it was just a hard question. The question was, a recent report shows that in 40% of American families with children, women are the primary earners, yet they continue to earn less than men. What does that say about society? Powell's answer went a little like this. I think we can relate to this back to education and how we are continuing to try to strive to figure out how to create jobs right now. That's the biggest problem, and I think especially the men are seen as the leaders of this, so we need to create education better so we can solve this problem.
Gee, that sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, things have gotten better for women. It ain't there. Now it's 77 cents to the man's dollar in today's society. But I don't know. I think it's kind of weird to...
She just got tripped up. When she started, what she should have done is stop, take a breath, and started again.
That's what I was going to say.
But she kept just talking because she was lost and probably
You get
didn't even
nervous.
remember the
Yeah.
question. Like, she just was rambling and didn't know what else to do. It was pitiful.
And they're so trained for this stuff. It's just kind of like, oh, the one question? You had one question?
Well, see, this is the
camera,
thing
the
now. Now all the
people.
critics are going back and they're saying, you know, with all these pageants, you know, should we change the format? Should we change out the fact that there's these smart questions that are being asked? And because they were saying, what about back in the day when women used to just say, you know, oh, I believe in
Save the
this and
world.
save the world and
peace.
world peace. And, you know, they're saying like they should go back to that formula versus having these in-depth like questions.
That's
you know?
calling these ladies dumb, and these women are not dumb. A lot of them are actually very educated, and they do these things to get more scholarship money sometimes, so that's bogus. She just had a bad go at it, and
Everybody
it
got
sucked
one.
on national
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, look, our very own Maria Menounos was Miss Teen Massachusetts.
There you go.
And look what she's gone on to do. I think, you know, obviously, I do think also the way they maybe ask the questions. I mean, think about it. You're in a live stadium. Who knows what's going on through your mind? Nene Leakes is asking you this. I mean, even when Betsy Johnson asked the question, I don't know how the girl that answered Betsy Johnson's question was able to do it because Betsy couldn't even get the damn sentence out of her mouth.
Right.
And so she went on to the Today Show, I think, and
Yeah.
gave an answer, which
Yeah.
I totally believe was written up by PR people. But that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So just shout out to her because...
Now, do you think it'll kill her career?
No. No.
She's a beautiful girl.
Her career is what?
I mean, you know, she wants to go on to be a spokesmodel and do some correspondent work. Do you think that will hinder her because she?
I think it made her the most famous
I think
person
so,
out
but
of the
yeah, 'cause
pageant.
who won? Like,
Right.
I don't know who won.
Well, that's true.
They'll remember her, and she's cute enough. Them
Yes.
earrings didn't pull her ear off. She's good. She'll be fine.
She did it. All right. So some other females that are kind of going through. Well, Little Mama. Let's not say females. Little Mama is a little upset with Nicki Minaj and just hip hop in general. She came out in a statement. She was talking about her new movie TLC, the biopic. And this is what she had to say about Nicki Minaj and other female rappers, but mostly Nicki Minaj. She says, you know, there are a lot of underground women who are trying to break through, but on a mainstream level, the one person I always hear is Nicki Minaj. I hear her say, I do this for women, I'm doing this for all of us, while she's accepting a BET award, but other than that, I don't see her embracing any other women. I feel it's time for female MCs to really start sticking together and put some music out there. And one thing I can kind of say, she did go back and say, one thing that she said, one thing that makes me most happy about music is that I can look at a picture and see DeBrat, Missy Elliott, Lil' Kim, Left Eye, and Aaliyah in the same photo together, hugging, laughing, and having a really genuine love for each other. I get it, Lil Mama. So she's just upset. She wants people in hip hop, women in hip hop, to kind of, you know, come together. I get it, but it's 2013. It's a different land, and I do think women can come together, but it's also the mixtape game. It's hungry. You're not gonna do a song with Nicki Minaj. It sucks, but that's just her personality.
Yeah.
Find some hip hop artist like MC Lyte takes you under her wing. Do a song with MC Lyte.
Yeah.
You know, again, I feel like Lil Mama is a smart woman. I think she's a little misunderstood.
Yeah.
I think she's very she has a lot of energy. Obviously, jumping on stage with Jay-Z and Alicia
She was very
Keys.
passionate.
She felt the feeling.
She
Yeah.
felt the moment. She had a moment.
I get it, but it's just the thing with Missy Elliott, DeBrat, Lil' Kim, like they kind of started it together. Missy Elliott, Aaliyah, like lived in a house for years with Genuine. Like there were groups of people, and
They were under the Timberland umbrella. I mean, they all were like a close knit. That was her sister. They were like family, you know.
Exactly.
So it's a little different.
So basically, you're just saying, Little Mama, you got to create it on your own. Don't
Yeah.
expect Nicki Minaj to do anything because she sucks.
I did not say Nicki Minaj sucks. I do not think Nicki Minaj sucks. I think Nicki Minaj is doing what she's doing, and that's fine. Don't get mad at her. Create what you want. Find the underground artist. Little Mama has a somewhat platform. Can we agree on that?
I mean, I agree, but I just think it's kind of crappy to be like, Nicki Minaj is just gonna do what she gonna do, and she like, can we not expect or hope that the people that have sort of made it beyond just being down here can pull up the ones beneath them? Like, isn't that supposed to be the point? Like, once you get through, you pull up the people behind you a little bit, like one or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, why should that be a horrible expectation to have?
I get that, but I don't see Missy Elliott going out there right now. And
Well, I mean, she had her moment when she did it, and
Yeah.
we're just talking about who is on
Relevant-
top
right,
right now.
relevant right now,
and
right.
that's Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, okay, I'm not telling you to save every chick on the block, but you know, there's things she could do that maybe and it's not just about did you make music with them. Nicki Minaj doesn't seem to have much respect, relationship,
For
positivity for women in general in the business. So I don't know where that comes from, but whatever. Anyway, I just think to not hold her to some sort of accountability, be like, hey, you made it. You can help a sister out, like that kind of stuff.
see, I understand it more with the Lil' Kim conversation. With Lil Mama, it's like, girl, you really saw yourself hanging out with Nicki Minaj? Like, Jay-Z and Alicia Keys got mad at you. Like,
Right.
you jumping in lanes and putting yourself in places that a lot of people probably wouldn't put you.
Right. But I'm actually going to take it to a different level, and maybe you guys will disagree with me. But I think as a black community, a lot of times we don't help each other out anyway. So it's beyond just rap or whatever it may be. I think that as a community, I don't know what it is about us, but we don't really put each other on. And I think that that's different in other races. And I think it's a
look
bigger
at Beyonce.
problem.
Beyonce
Yeah.
don't get song. She put Shakira on it because she wanted what Shakira had at that
Right.
time. But who's Beyonce really out there doing records with females?
Yeah. And I feel Lil Mama, but I think until we kind of recognize the bigger problem, we're not going to really get the results.
That's fair.
And I just think the way Nicki Minaj loves hip hop and the way Lil Mama loves hip hop are two totally different things.
Oh, for
I
sure.
respect the way Lil Mama
Yeah.
loves hip hop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's 2013. It's the mixtape game. It's
Yeah.
sharks.
Yeah.
So, sorry, mama. But at least you're going to be Left Eye Girl. Just keep your hopes up for that one.
Right. A lot of anticipation for that.
All right, so a little more serious note. You guys all know Brian Banks of last year. He was a football player and, kind of went through a whole situation with a rape case, which kind of ended his NFL career. He was 26 years old, and his accuser, by the name of Juanetta Gibson, she accused him of rape. We found out that he wasn't innocent. Well, now she's in trouble. Now, the high school in which she said was unsafe and kind of threw all the blame on is suing her for $1.5 million. The judge allowed that to happen. Now she has to pay $750,000 up front. But not only that, they're adding another $1 million for damages towards the school, which leads up to $2.6 million. So the whole thing started, she hit up Brian on Facebook, and she said, "I figured you and I could let bygones be bygones. I was immature then, but I'm much mature now." So she actually met up with Brian and said, "I will help you clear your name by saying," she said, "I will go through and help you in helping you, but it's like at the same time, all that money they gave us, I mean me, I don't want to have to pay it back."
There is a nice spot in hell for people like that.
But karma is karma, you know? She's getting it back. It's karma.
So, I mean, there's really not much to say about her. You got what you deserved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there really isn't, she got what she deserved.
What she deserves is to be in jail, in addition to having to pay all
Which
that
will
money
probably
back.
happen
I think
because
that's
I'm
gonna come,
sure she doesn't have any of that
The
money
money.
still
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
So, good luck, girl. Go say hi to Lauren for me.
And an
right.
assortment of others.
Right. Let's talk about some just plain ignorance right now. So Oreo Nabisco has decided that, well, let me just say what the spokesperson said. "We think watermelon is a fun summer flavor." Agreed. And so they have a golden cookie, and so they decide to take the watermelon flavor and mix it with their golden cookie. She said Oreo itself has a history of limited edition cookies, which include gingerbread, candy corn, dulce de leche, birthday cake, creamsicle, and sherbet. Sounds normal to me.
Right.
Well, unfortunately, Twitter has just flipped its lid and believes that this is a racial profiling on Nabisco's behalf. I'm gonna read some Twitter, and I'm gonna do it in how I feel they delivered their lines. I'm gonna read some tweets.
And how they
Delivered their lines.
Okay.
That's what I really want to see.
"You guts to know it's common, Nabisco just unleashed a very racist joke that's never been said." First of all, it's racist how you spelled everything in the sentence. One. The next person, wait, hold the phone. Watermelon Oreos? That sounds gross and maybe racist. I'm still debating on that last one. Really, Nabisco? Watermelon Oreos? Are you trying to get some low-level intern fired for a racist joke email? What are these people thinking? But my favorite one is this one. "Y'all racist for this new watermelon flavors, fam." And guess what the name of this Twitter?
Please read it. What is it?
"Black men are ugly."
Self-hate.
So my thing is,
Why the hell do we assume that the watermelon cookies are only for black people?
That
Right,
is
that's what I was
racist.
gonna say.
People
It's-
eat watermelon.
I was gonna say that. It's a fine line, but I'm like, why are we assuming it's racist?
Thank you. It's
know,
not like there was an ad with the jolly black man eating a watermelon
Now that's
Oreo.
different.
That's different.
That's different.
no, wait, maybe we getting too soon. Maybe we didn't see behind the scenes.
Yeah, we haven't
ads.
seen it.
Is there
Right.
something we don't know? I need to know. Because
I mean, first of all, it just sounds disgusting
I
all
think
the
it
way
sounds
around.
awful.
So
Okay,
let's
honestly,
start there.
I thought it did sound disgusting too, but I don't know. I did have this sherbet one. It was actually pretty good. So I don't know. I think I would be really into this one, but I just think it's like, okay, every time we hear
The watermelon,
we're
fried
just gonna be
chicken,
like racist.
Right.
there's chicken on the block.
Right.
Racist. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Leave Oreo alone and let them make They can only do so much with cream and 2 damn cookies, so they got to be creative.
I mean, they
somehow.
already got white being banged on top and the bottom by the black, so we ain't worried about that.
Right. I mean,
Nobody's
yeah.
got a problem with that.
Well, that's what this means too, because the white cookie around the watermelon.
And what is it, Lay's?
Doesn't that mean the white people are eating the watermelon? They didn't make it the black cookies.
Ooh, that would be gross.
That would be racist.
And very racist.
And very racist
See,
in several ways.
Nabisco thought about it though. They were like, we cannot
We
put the
have
black.
to use our golden.
You know, this goes back to our conversation we were having a couple weeks ago on the show. Are we getting too sensitive about
Yes.
everything? I mean, it has to be to a point where, like, if I saw this, sure, I may make a little
Joke about it.
but I wouldn't really think like, okay, Nabisco is really making a racist cookie. You know, I hope first of all they wouldn't be dumb
is a
enough to do
racist
that right
cookie?
now.
But like, you know what's funny is my mind sometimes will go. Majority of the time, it does go there. But when I looked at this, I was just like, I didn't come across to me as anything like that. And to read the tweets, I was just dying. Like, oh my God, what is America? What is our country coming to?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're too sensitive.
Anyways, let's move on to something else that we should be a little more sensitive to. Is the Trayvon Martin case? We got a little update. George Zimmerman has a fan club out there apparently, and they're on the jury stand for him. So one of the jurors was actually removed from the trial because he admitted that he donated $20 to Zimmerman's online legal defense fund. And he was a middle-aged white man whose daughter is a Nevada police officer. And he said, these are the things that he said. He said, I felt bad for Zimmerman. He seemed like he was an underdog. I kind of felt sorry for him. Didn't mind that part as much. He said, I followed the trial. Now, then he goes on to say, I'm 70% certain Zimmerman is innocent. I think Mr. Zimmerman was trying to do the right thing, and things spiraled out of control.
Okay.
Yes, you
Yeah.
cannot be on my trial.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Removed.
Well, and then since then, another one has, well, I don't know if she's been removed yet, but she came out, and she's a middle-aged white woman. She came out and said she's concerned that a verdict that is not popular could spark protests. Which I do agree.
I mean,
to an extent,
As
but
it
like,
should, because
I was
what
gonna
would
say.
be not popular?
right.
I mean,
As we,
I
she is
understand the
identified
court.
as H13. What would be unpopular?
wow.
So I don't know. I think
Well, the whole jury is now all white women.
is it
So,
really?
Yes, it's all women, all white women.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's.
But they
switch
say
that
women
up.
are the most unpredictable when it comes to decisions for
I have read that before.
cases. So, I mean, that doesn't mean that they can't come to a conclusion. There's like debate on CNN about whether a white woman can empathize with a black child. And
Well, that's what I was going to say.
that kind of
It's
thing.
I don't think that's. I mean, I know that there's been changes with the jurors, but I don't think that that's a smart set of jurors
Yeah,
right now
well-
because I think that either way, it's gonna. If it goes the other way, it's gonna cause
A problem.
a big problem.
Yeah.
And somebody should be looking at that.
Well,
And-
I
and-
think, but then they had on the other end, they had the concern that even having any black person on the jury, like they see Trayvon as their own child, so they can't remove that emotional connection to him.
That's
So, I mean-
that's so dumb to say something.
I mean,
like
that's kind of a fair argument
I get
because
it.
a lot of us empathize, which is why they chose to use his young picture on the news because it speaks a different thing to you when you can look at that. When Obama can say that could have been my son, like that's what people think of. So
Okay,
it's
but
not,
at the same time, these white women could look at it like, oh, he was African American
he's-
in the dark with a hoodie.
He's
That could have been
gangsta.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, he's
that's-
like the rap videos that are out right now. It could go either way. It's an
Right.
argument either way.
there's true.
I just think we should have diversity within
Exactly.
the jury to create those those conflicts within the jury of wait, let's really sit here and think of what the issue is, and they can give their sides of it
That's true.
within the jurors.
I just wonder where all the Asians and the Hispanics are.
That was going to be
No,
my
no,
next question.
Is he Hispanic?
Yes, he's Hispanic.
No,
He's
Hispanic.
Why not?
They'll relate with him.
I mean, well, that,
Apparently,
that-
I mean, if
that's
we
the
can't have
same
a black person,
assumption.
I'm
I just-
saying
I don't know.
we just need an Asian set of jurors.
I think it should just be all Asians and then
But
call it a
let's
day.
let's not
'Cause
forget our
they
let's not
let
forget
them-
our Middle Eastern family as well. You guys can represent
Middle
on
Easterns
the
like
on the
to do
juror
that.
council as well.
There should have been no black people, no white people,
No white people.
no
Just-
Hispanics.
yeah, just
like that should have been
the
the
other
boundary given.
races.
Then everybody else
Yeah.
can come in.
No,
There
we
you
just
go.
want some. We need some Asians. All right. All right, but that's all I got for trending topics. But I want to give a shout out to you guys at home watching us right now. I know you guys love us here at Black Hollywood Live, but please check us out at AfterBuzzTV.com. It is our sister site, and we have a brand new website too, so make sure you guys check it out. But we cover all of your favorite TV shows as after shows at AfterBuzzTV.com.
All right. Thank you, Jesse, for our trending topics. Courtney, what do you got for us with gossip and rumors?
We got jailbirds and kidnappers and all kinds of hot mess going on this week. Starting out with our good old friend Chad Ochocinco, who is just struggling in life in general right now. As we all know, we spoke about last week, Chad was in court for his already hot mess of a situation with his former wife. And he, upon getting his sentence and everything squared away, he smacked his lawyer on the behind and pissed off Judge Kathleen McHugh, who then sentenced him to 30 days in jail. But Mrs. McHugh got a lot of backlash from that. And I mean, obviously, I don't know if that's why she sort of reverted her sentence, but she reverted it back to 7 days, so he was released. But upon his release, he actually thanked the judge. And he said to Good Morning America that she made him do what lots of people have tried to make him do for a long time. Just slow down at life in general. So he had reached a deal for community service and probation for the case with Evelyn Lozado, and now he's out, and he feels like he's going to be a little bit different this time around.
Now, do you believe him is the question?
I like that he said that, to be honest, because
Yeah,
we
I
had
appreciate
Tammy
that.
Torres here last week, and she was a good friend of his, and that was the one thing she said. She's just like, he's just in this own world that, you know, he's not paying attention to other people. Like, he was just out on the field, so he slapped his ass, and it's just like, okay, I get that, but you're in court.
Right. There's a difference.
There's a
There's a big
So the
difference.
fact that he came out and said, you know, she's done something, I need to slow down. I don't know, that makes me, I mean, it could be his PR people, but that, the way that's phrased kind of seems like it's from him.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it is genuine. I mean, all this week and last week they've been showing the pictures of Evelyn's photographs, and
Yeah, I
it's
wouldn't
crazy.
look at
Like it's all rehashed again, you know. And I know
Yeah.
that there's still been a lot of negative feedback, especially since those pictures have been released towards him. So I hope that that statement is really genuine for one, and that he is learning some type of lesson. Because you know, as big as that ego can go up, it can fall down even harder.
Ooh, yes,
So.
so good for
Well.
Chad. Hope you're
Well, I feel the spirit.
on the straight and narrow, Ocho Cinco. Speaking of crazy in your own worldness, my beloved Allen Iverson. Oh, he is going through some things.
He can't catch a
y'all.
break right
He
now.
is just on struggles. So, okay, basically, currently he has been accused of kidnapping by his ex-wife Tawana, and apparently, what happened is that Allen was granted by Tawana permission to take their children on a mini vacation to North Carolina. And it was supposed to be a 4-day vacation, and they were supposed to return on the 26th of May. Apparently, that didn't really go down, and she has not been able to get access to her children, supposedly. She said she tried to arrange, in her court document, she said she tried to arrange a drop-off pickup situation on June 4th, and that still did not occur.
Wait, so since May?
Since May, this happened. She tried to arrange a pickup on June 4th, and he didn't show up for it. And he says, however, that yes, we are in this hotel in Atlanta, which is also where she said she believes the children are being kept. She has always had full access to the children, no problem. She can come whenever she wants. When she was asked about that, she said it's 45 minutes away. I don't know if that is like a partial point of this, or I don't really know, because I was like, that cannot possibly be the entire
No.
answer to that.
Yeah.
But technically, she has sole legal and physical custody of
And
the
did
kids.
she say that she had the kids were able? Has she contacted the kids at all?
Those
That's
details were not
okay.
available, but he claims that she's had full access to the children. She knows where they are. She can come to the hotel at any point in time to pick them up. And when he was approached by a reporter about a week and a half ago, he was with the kids in the parking lot at the hotel, and the reporter asked them, like, you know, you're kidnapping, like, these court papers have been filed, and his response was, they say I stole my kids. That's what they say. If that's what you believe, and people think I'm crazy enough to do it, then so be it. I ain't ever been treated fairly, and I don't expect to be.
He's just mad.
Look at here. If she has sole legal and physical custody, which means he only has visitation. He has no custodial rights at this point. She could have had him arrested. There's something else.
There's another part to this story
mixing
that's
up in there that I would like to know the details
But the
about.
unfortunate thing is that, you know, the kids are involved.
Yes.
And so many times we see these relationships that go south. Do people realize the effect that it has on kids like that? You know, I mean, let's take away our personal crap and just put the kids somewhere else and deal with it, you know, deal with each other on another side, because it just seems like this is consistent. And it just causes, you know, them problems.
A mess, ages 3 to 16.
And I'm sure the 16-year-olds, they can read TMZ just like we can. And I mean, even, you know, the younger ones too. So it's like, you know, all that stuff's getting in the media. You don't want your kids seeing that stuff.
It's unfortunate and sad. But anyway, Alan, maybe stop drinking.
Put the bottle down.
You guys get together and work this out, because it's all over the place and it's a mess. And nobody needs to go to jail for wanting to be with the kids. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so moving on. We've got violence in the club, guys. Violence in the club. So our favorite man, Luda, was in the club. He was in Club Privé in Atlanta on June 14th, actually. And he was getting his party on in the VIP, and somebody rolled up and tried to bash him upside the head with a bottle. Just threw a bottle up in VIP, and what spurred after was apparently people jumping on top and trying to pummel Ludacris, multiple people. And apparently, Ludacris came out of that unscathed, as he posted on Twitter. He posted pictures the next morning of his head, because people were concerned that he had gotten bashed in the head. His head is in good shape. His girlfriend, Eudoxie, apparently got hit by a bottle, but she's doing okay too. He posted a picture of her standing fine and put together, and he thanked the fact that he still had his jury on. Nobody got to the jury, y'all.
What I love the most about this picture is it actually looks like when you go into a black barber shop and they got the different hairstyles that you can have. You can also have this fade right here. That's what this looks like. So you guys should go to our website and actually definitely check out this picture of Ludacris, because it straight up looks like it should be in my barber shop right now.
He looks fantastic. But who knows what sparked the violence, but they went at him. But he's okay.
I hope it wasn't Ludacris. I doubt it was. That started.
It doesn't seem like his ski love.
Really
He seems like he's moved on.
I was gonna be like, is
you know.
Chris Brown and Drake in the club?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, it's
You went there.
I know.
Either way, Ludacris, I'm glad you're okay.
Luda.
That was me blowing your kiss. Okay, so speaking of rappers, we got Kanye West in the news for many a reasons, that not just because he named his baby Northwest. Y'all, I'm real mad at that, by the way. Anyway, moving on. So Kanye is also upsetting the American Parkinson Disease Association, because in his new song, On Sight, there is a very unfortunate lyric, so to speak. I'll read you the lyric. It goes a little bit like this. A monster about to come alive again. Soon as I pull up and park the Benz, we get this bitch shaking like Parkinson's.
Wow.
So, Vice President of the American Parkinson's Disease Association, Ms. Catherine Whitford, responded to hearing these lyrics by saying, "We find these lyrics distasteful and the product of obvious ignorance." So, they don't appreciate Kanye talking about the Parkinson's. And I know we've talked about this before with the rappers and their lyrics, and some people thought it was like not that serious. And then the Parkinson's Disease Association thought otherwise, so.
I mean, once again, it goes back to my question: are we taking things in life too serious?
Seriously, yeah.
I mean, it's just, you know, I'm not condoning, like when we talk about violence towards women or people in rap songs, I'm not, like that part definitely should be
different,
taken out. But this is, you know, it's kind of, you know, I mean.
I was trying to figure out. I was like, I wasn't offended by it, but I don't know.
It's difficult. It's difficult because.
Because then you can't say anything.
Yeah, you can't say anything. What are you going to,
It's hip hop, and I mean, if we can reread that, I believe he's not talking about shaking a bitch. I think he's talking about in this bitch.
Shaking.
Yeah.
She's shaking, not like, or
Yeah,
the
not-
car's shaking. Like, you know what I'm saying?
the car,
Like,
whatever. Yeah.
Not like, oh, I didn't mean that. Not like he's shaking the girl.
Right.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
it's kind of like, what is the context it's used for? So let's look at Rick Ross. Okay, you're making it cool to seem like feeding girls drugs and taking them back home. I mean, that's sending a different type of message than this. I mean, my father has multiple sclerosis. If Kanye West came, and it's a very serious disease, if he came out and said, you know, it's eating you alive like MS, am I going to get offended? No, it doesn't. I don't know. It's what you say. Is it ignorant? I mean, whatever, but it's just in the context used, it's hip hop. And I mean, I think, yes, we're taking it a little too.
Yeah. Well, like Courtney said, eventually it's going to be where we won't be able to say anything at all.
We can't compare things.
We're going to hold up yes or no note cards.
Yeah. Well, Kanye, good luck regardless, because apparently he dropped out of the top 10 this week anyway. So album's not doing as hot as
I love the album. I love it.
I'm on the fence. I'm sort of indifferent. But
I mean, do I think it's graduation?
No, but
of course not.
It's hot though.
It is what it is. So good luck, Kanye, and hopefully Miss Catherine Whitford won't.
Very excited to see the sales between him and Born Sinner by J. Cole.
Speaking of Born Sinners and J. Cole, that's our next little topic. So J. Cole was on The Breakfast Club explaining how he was not homophobic for rolling up out of an interview that he was in at Summer Jam in San Francisco. Basically, he was saying the reason that he left was because the interview got uncomfortable and they started saying some uncomfortable stuff, and he was done because he doesn't like to do interviews to begin with. He hasn't done them in quite some time, and it got a little bit sketchy. So I looked up his little interview with his people that he walked out on, and the team from 106 KMAL in San Francisco were interviewing him, and it was 2 women and 2 men, one of whom was gay. And they went through the whole interview. Basically, in the beginning, it was just kind of like not really talking about music stuff. It was kind of like talking about his artwork and showing old pictures of him. And then they did this thing where he had to look at pictures of booties and pick which booty he liked. And then when he picked his booty, the gay guy said, "I think that's a man." That's when the conversation started to turn uncomfortable, and it was visibly uncomfortable for J. Cole. And he kind of was like, "That's a man for real? Oh, what? Oh, God. Okay." So then they whip out 2 pairs of
shoes.
Sneakers.
They're like a big Jordan and
a small Fat Farm. Yeah. And they asked the gay DJ asked him, you know, which one describes you? He didn't immediately get that they were actually asking him describes his junk.
He was more in shock that they had a Fat Farm shoe.
He was like, a Fat Farm shoe. Like, yeah, I picked that one, but I'm just playing. I can't believe you guys have a Fat Farm shoe. And then the guy goes, "No, we're talking about your stuff. Like, which one describes your junk?" He was like, "Drop the bike, I'm done." And he walked out. So was that because it was the gay guy showing him the shoes? He says no. No. It was because that was ridiculous, and he couldn't believe he was being asked it to begin with. And the interview had already gotten ridiculous when they showed him butts, and he was done.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Here, my thing with this is just that interviewer. This is the second time something's happened with him. Okay. The first one was ASAP Rocky, where he asked ASAP about the gay community, and I get it because there have been some rumors about ASAP Rocky. I get to ask a certain type of question, but I just feel like he was thrown into the mix. I just don't like the way this guy delivers the questions. And then for this interview, everyone else was talking the entire time. It just seemed like they saved the gay guy for those questions.
What's up with your schlong?
Right. They were trying to get a reaction.
Which they did. And maybe they thought, well, hey, it worked for the ASAP Rocky one. Let's try it with this one. Please don't do that. That's first of all, it makes gay people look ridiculous. Second of all, it makes your interviewing skills as a network look crazy. Yeah. And I watched it because I was like, oh God, J. Cole walked up in an interview. Yeah. He wasn't disrespectful, but he was just like, "Oh my God, what are y'all asking?"
He's like, "What? Now I'm not doing this no more." Like I was playing because he played. You could tell he was like playing along. Like, okay, this is not what I'm supposed to be. And then he was like, "No, I'm done." Yeah. Okay.
Like to me, the ass one is funny. That is funny because they had multiple asses.
I mean, that would be a funny little joke.
But now it's like now you're getting personal. It just went too much, and it was just like
he's like, "I wouldn't tell anybody to slide my strong."
Yeah, so I don't know. I believe J. Cole.
I believe him too, actually. I think he was not. He could care less if the dude was gay. I think he was just like, this is bull.
He was just over it.
This is bull.
He was just over it.
I'm here to talk about my music, period. So, go J. Cole or not go, I don't know. But there you have it.
All right, well, thank you, Courtney. A lot of gossip and rumors this week.
It's all guys, y'all are mess.
It is. It's like the guy week. It is.
What is wrong with you people? The ladies have it together.
They
Good
do.
girl, Rihanna.
Right.
Boo.
Well, we want to remind you guys to go to iTunes, download all of our Black Hollywood Live shows. We have an assortment of shows now. Not only do we have this week, we have Next, Portraits, Stand Up, Sit Down. And we love the comments that you guys are giving us. Please make sure you go in there and rate. Let us know what you're thinking. If there's anything you want us to add to the show, we are consistently always trying to make them better. So we definitely respect and want to hear your input. So go to blackhollywoodlive.com actually go to iTunes and then download our videos for our iTunes programs on Black Hollywood Live, and we'll make sure that we read those comments and make the shows better.
Thank you, Miss Utah.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Utah. Fail.
Totally kidding. Totally kidding.
Wah. I need some music. Wah. Come on,
All right,
Phil.
Daryl,
Phil,
what do we
you know
got
you
for hot topics?
All right,
Talk
hot
about the
topics.
fire.
We got the fire. All right, did you guys know? Okay, so we've kind of talked about this subject before. Mixed race kids, right, and mixed race people. For years and years and years, they always had the rumor that if you were 1% black, that you were, didn't matter what race you were, or if you had black in you, you were black. There's a new study that's being done by NYU that reveals that conservatives feel that if you are of mixed race, you are automatically put in the category of black. The report was released this month.
I mean, let's just eat some racist Oreos
Let's have some watermelon flavored Oreos while we read this. So researchers were asked by participants to look at pictures of mixed race people and say if they were black or white. Now, mostly, that's just a crazy thing, right? It's crazy. But apparently when the conservatives were looking at the mixed race people, they always tended to put them in the black category. So, I mean,
all these conservatives white people, or were there black people in
it
there?
did not say in the report. But this is something that's been going on for a long time, as far as that 1%, if you're black or whatever.
It's one drop of black blood.
One drop of black blood. Now, my thing is with this is that, have they not been reading any of the, really big research programs on where the racial world is going? In 2043, the U.S. Census is expected to be majority non-white, and they said that no ethnic group will be the majority.
Of course.
So they said by 2060, multiracial people are projected to be more than triple from where they are now, which is 7.5 million, to go to 26.7 million.
I'll be Asian by then. So.
It's funny because we always call America the boiling pot, and it's like, well, now we are becoming that.
That would be the
literally,
melting pot.
The melting point. Yeah, we literally are becoming that. So,
Yeah, I mean,
I just think that was a dumb thing for them to even try to do or get from.
well, I'm like, what are you getting from
What are you
it?
trying to prove?
Yeah,
You
what are you
just
trying
want
to
to
prove?
just show how racist people can be, like,
Right.
or judgmental.
And
Well,
then-
but in the end, I mean, I don't. As the study, I guess it's
I
just the
agree with
study
that.
of perception, because in the end, you can't. If you have to choose white or black,
Right.
most people, including black people, if you look at pictures of mixed race people, you would never put them generally in a white category, because black has been like the all-encompassing. If you're anything else or anything other than what's regular white, then you were black.
When I was little,
They
I
didn't
swore
say,
up
like,
and down
black-
Mariah Carey was white.
Well, I would have said she was white too, but but they didn't say like black, white, or something else. Like there was no option 3. So
Now, I would have really liked to see that study done.
Yeah.
To see what people would judge that opinion based off of.
I just think it's such an old school mentality for this study. You know what I mean? It just doesn't even make sense anymore. But it is what it is. But they'll be really surprised in 2043 when they're upset that what people are going to be categorized as. So, all right, somebody who also probably
They're gonna be categorizing.
who's going to be categorized.
it's gonna be that name that Tiger Woods came up with that I don't remember, because he was like 18 different things, and everybody's gonna just be like 800 different ethnic groups.
800 different ethnic
And be
groups.
done. There will be no more black or white.
Well, this person probably will have a lot of time
She won't know what to do.
read up on those facts. Our Food Star Network, person of who we love and watch, and this is such a crazy picture that they have of her right now too.
Why is she holding fried chicken?
Why is she going to be
That's
holding a piece of fried
racist.
chicken? Go to blackhollywoodlive.com right now and look at this picture if you're listening on iTunes.
I've tried to find the most racist picture.
Yeah,
I've
there's a
heard.
crazy picture of Paula Deen right now with
There's
a piece
no
of
picture
chicken
of
in her
her
hand.
back.
But anyway, our Paula Deen,
Yes.
we found out
Paula.
today that she was fired from the Food Network because of her racial comments that she's made. She and her brother have been in a court case involving a employee by the name of Lisa Jackson, who has said that she suffered sexual and racial workplace discrimination from Paula and her brother, Bubba. That case has been going on.
I know, Bubba.
I know. And then during the case, there was a portion of it where she was asked if she's ever used the N-word. I'm going to read a couple things that were taken directly from it. The lawyer asked Paula, "Have you ever used the N-word yourself?" Paula replied, "Yes, of course." Lawyer said, "Okay, in what context?" Paula said, "Well, it was probably when a black man burst into the bank that I was working at and put a gun to my head." Well, the lawyer says, "When did you use it?" And Paula said, "Probably in telling this story to my husband," later on. Paula, the lawyer then replied, "Well then, tell me the other context in which you've used the N-word." Paula said, "I don't know, maybe in a repeat of something that was said by my black employees." And the lawyer said, "Like a joke?" And Paula said, "No, probably a conversation between the blacks, just something that they said, but I don't condone racism." She said, this is a word that is not used anymore in my house." She said, "Things have changed since the 60s in the South." She said, "And my children and my brother are object to me using the word and anyone else using the word." And, I don't know. What do you guys feel about this whole Paula thing? I mean, it's pretty crazy. I didn't think she would actually get fired from the network.
Well, she claimed, what was the wedding thing that she had?
Oh, so the other thing behind that is that the National Enquirer is saying that they have some footage of her, making some racial statements. In one statement, they said that she allegedly has said that she would like to dress her employees like slaves at a wedding because she was going to have her employees work at the wedding and she wanted to dress them as slaves.
She wanted, they said that she wanted a traditional Southern wedding with fancy place word there. She said, "I didn't say that. I said I wanted a Southern style wedding with professional African American servers."
Yeah.
And, dress them up like the Shirley Temple days. I just feel like, okay, I mean, my grandmother is older, so she doesn't know how to kind of no, that's a lie. It's 2013, girl. Like, and you're a national television star. Like, you should know better. I get how long you've been on this planet and whatever times have changed, but it's just like, it's in your vocabulary, clearly.
It's in your vocabulary.
That you even admit that you said it to your husband because, first of all, if someone came to me with a gun, I don't even know if I could reach in the back of my head to pull out something like that.
Right.
It would be more physical and than anything. I don't know. You feel a little differently?
I don't actually know how I feel because it is, I have two feels. Okay, I'm on two different, I'm sorry, I find it freaking hilarious. First of all, because
I see it coming. I would love.
Because number one, okay, I think the biggest thing for me is that I wasn't shocked at all, and that everybody is like, "Oh my God," is why it's shocked, like why it's laughable.
What do you
to
mean?
me.
What part
I'm
weren't
not
you shocked
shocked
at?
about the fact that she has that as a part of her language. She's used it on the regular. I'm actually glad that she admitted to it, honestly, instead of trying to be like, "No, I would never say that."
Right.
Because based on culturally, I'm not trying to say that every Southern 60, 70-something-year-old person is a certain way. Based on culturally where she's from, what she does, and what her family, what I know of her family based on what I've seen on television, I'm not surprised, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I know many people that are that way.
Of course, yeah.
So on that hand, that's why it's laughable to me, because I'm like, people, are we kidding? Like, are you guys serious? Like, this woman is from like butt crack of South Georgia, like, and cooks and doing, of course she has said this like normal, and I'm so glad she actually admitted to it. On the other hand, you are still a business person in the public eye that should know better at this point in life. And even if that is culturally a part of your life, because that's where you grew up and that's what people say, and that's still what people say, even though we like to pretend like it's not the case. There are many people that still say it and use it regularly. You have to know better, so that's why you got fired. So that's why I'm like, Paula Deen, you poor child, but you should know better by now.
I'm surprised they fired her, though. I mean, I thought they would slap her on the wrist, and then...
Well, they didn't renew her contract. So she's still on until her contract's up.
And I get it. Like, okay, I get exactly what you said. And that, honestly, that doesn't bother me because I do look at her and I can just picture her life. And she reminds me of Leonardo DiCaprio from Django's personality. That's what I just see her opening up her gates with a bottle of Nestea, like, hey, y'all. Like, I get that part. What bothers me is like to go the step further in the whole plantation wedding thing, and
But that there are people in these areas that like still hold that sort of era. Like they're
I
not
get
thinking
that,
of it in
but
terms of
that's-
the Negroes. They're thinking of it in terms of it was the good times for the white folks and it was beautiful. And we treasure that because those were our grandparents. Those were our great grandparents. Like, so as much as I don't agree, because my great grandparents were slaving on those plantations,
Right,
like I have to have a certain level of respect and understanding that her grandparents actually were living a good life and they passed along, and that energy and that thing that she's trying to recapture is a legit part of her heritage.
I
Yes.
get that. And now, girl, just you do that. You do.
But that's why you can't be
100%.
on Food Network no
Right,
more.
girl. Bye. You can be on web-based show, girl.
Well, she tried to
support
you know,
yourself.
get it back. She did 3 videos that we've seen, and honestly, I mean, I know we all saw the videos. The first 2,
Okay, no.
they were
just a question.
terrible.
Do you think she's racist?
No, I think
she ignorantly is.
I would say ignorantly is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think she's ignorantly prejudiced
Yeah.
on a regular
Yes.
basis.
I would say yes.
I mean, do I think she hates anybody?
No,
I don't think
no.
it's that. But at the end of the day, I think she's the type of woman that would be up there calling gay people fags.
Yeah.
I think she's the type of. It's just in her. It's in her vocabulary.
And
So,
I mean,
girl, we
the-
can't have that vocabulary
well,
on the Food Network.
You can't have it on the Food Network. But I go back to kind of what Courtney was saying. You know, I will give her a little bit of just a tiny slide just because she admitted it.
Yeah, she's honest
and
about
she
it.
was honest about it. She owned it, and you know, she still said it.
And I
but
actually
she owned
believe
it.
she's devastated that it's all like crazy right now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But
Yeah.
I also, when they're saying, she was saying how like she couldn't get out of bed and she's all like traumatized and everything. All I could think, this is why it made me laugh also, is did you think that when you was running around calling them using the word, like,
Right.
because it never, like, because now what's the big, because now everybody thinks you're racist, you're upset? Like,
Yeah.
I
My
don't.
heart aches. Well, bitch, maybe that's the butter.
Ooh.
Like,
Oh.
stop eating it.
Somebody
She stopped eating butter, she lost weight.
Whatever, girl. I don't care. I don't
diabetes.
care. She
Right, I
gonna,
was like, she got the beaties.
she,
she got the
she got the
beaties.
sugar under control.
well, karma's a bitch.
Well, I don't know. Because in the end, like, it's one of those questions like good person, bad person. Is she a bad person because she uses the N word and
I
all
don't
those
think she's
kinds
a
of
bad
things?
person.
So it sucks, but that's life, boo.
That's life.
You need to.
I'm sure Paula will be fine, and
She's worth
she was.
$17 million. Of
Yeah,
course
she'll be fine, and you know, she still got her books and everything else. And
But I can't go to that restaurant no more.
yeah, I
See,
can't.
I
can't
don't-
watch
you
her
can
make
go
the
to
butter
the
cookies
No,
anymore.
I can't.
No?
Because that's a business thing. Like, if you're supporting financially somebody's like
Yeah.
progression into, like,
You
she
can't.
could be better.
Oh,
I
well,
mean,
then
she
I'm a
could
bad person. I
change.
be eating at Chick-fil-A.
I know
all the
you
time.
are.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm bad too because I eat a Chick-fil-A
Y'all are
too.
horrible.
All right, well, Paula, we wish you the
Girl,
best,
bring you some Polynesian
and
sauce.
hopefully
I
you'll.
hope she
I hope
is
you
all
learn from
right.
your experience, and
Can't, like, will she, like, what happens now?
well, she's still got to
Because
finish all
in
the
the
court
fire,
stuff.
that's.
so.
I don't want to
thing.
see what's about to happen because I just feel she's gonna. Oh wait, so on my Facebook timeline, someone wrote Paula Deen is replacing Kim Zolciak on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. That could boost her career. I just don't want to see her like at an African American foundation.
Oh, yeah,
for
I don't
the
want to see her
youth,
doing
like,
But
that.
that's the thing. Like, do
Yeah.
we just leave it at that?
Yes.
Like, okay, you said the N word, you're done. Like, but isn't the
she's-
point of
I
it is
actually
that we
think-
don't want that to be how she thinks? Like, we want to change.
Well, the thing is,
that?
she was supposed to go on the Today Show, right? And
Yes.
she was a no-show on the Today Show. So Al Roker has tweeted, you know, comments that she should have come on the show and explained herself. I think she should go on the circuit. I think she should really go on The View, go on all these other outlets.
open to
go to Black
conversation.
Hollywood Live now.
Yeah.
Come to us.
Come to us. Give us your exclusive story. No, seriously, I think she should actually go out and just explain herself, because otherwise, this, no pun intended, this is going to leave a bad taste in people's mouth. You know, no pun intended.
Well, and the fact that you didn't go on the Today Show, it's like, okay, maybe you didn't want to go in, but you could have Skyped in.
She
Yeah.
was emotionally not prepared.
No, your PR people didn't want you going on there and saying and being honest. I think that's what they were afraid of. So we gave her this script. She reads from the script. She says exactly, and I'm sure she genuinely means a lot of it. But like you said, I'd rather see her be open, honest. Go on there and talk to Al Roker and hear what she has
why
to
you
say.
say it and who you'll say it to, like, and have a legitimate conversation about it. Like, because from this we go nowhere.
Yeah.
All we do is say the N word is it.
Right.
Period. Like there's nothing to be had about this. Like,
Leave the
gay
Food Network,
or-
and then I mean maybe go see what Oprah's offering you over. She's looking
You
for
are
for
ridiculous.
slots.
Let's just once again, let's just stop having so many racial problems. Like
Yeah,
this,
I just want
it's
there to be
2013
something.
and we still having racial
And I just
problems
feel
and
like
using
that's
the
not gonna
N-word.
fix it. Like
Yeah.
she said the N-word is not okay. Well, great. There's all these other people that do it too for the same reason that she does it. But we are not getting to a place where we're doing anything to like make that change for her, so she would be an influence to change the people that might pay attention to her.
Right.
Like there's nothing being done about it. It's just like, oh, we can't hear that. Nope, you're done.
Yeah.
And then people get all sensitive and can't talk about it, and it's stupid. Sorry.
That's all right.
Moving
Well,
on.
once again,
Do you
we're
guys
gonna
see
move.
her doing a circuit though?
I think eventually she will have to.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think especially with this case going on, she's going to have to.
We'll see.
But there is hope. There is hope.
There's hope for the world.
And there's hope, and there's actually 2 young kids who I'm very hopeful for. There's 2 black kids in a rock band called Unlocking the Truth. They're based out of New York City.
Hey.
They're both 6th graders, and they're getting a little bit of headline now because they're rocking it out. I mean, they said they're getting a lot of attention, both positive and negative, because some people are saying, you know, they picture these 2 black kids with mini afros, and they're getting a little pushback because of the fact that they wear nail polish and they're kind of rocking it out. We got a little clip from a session that they did that we'd like to play right now.
I'll get it for you in one moment.
Okay, so no problem. So we're going to go in and talk about them a little bit more. But the 2 kids, they've been rocking it out. Like I said, they're getting a lot of attention. And what they're saying is that people have been kind of reserved about listening to their music because they are black kids. And aren't we, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, aren't we in a place right now where we have pop music, we have black and white artists working together? So what? There's 2 black kids from Brooklyn who are making a rock album. Why is that a problem?
I didn't know.
we're like shocked.
No, they're saying they're
Why?
getting bullied. You know, that's
No,
the-
I believe it, but it's what's crazy to me is that the fact that it's 2013 and people are like that. I mean, I grew up with black kids that dress like that, like, or were into that music, and it's just like we're still here.
yeah.
Why do we keep?
Why do we care?
I feel like we move
Like
5 steps forward and we get 20 steps
we're
back
on
with
the
everything.
hamster wheel.
Yeah.
It all like keeps
All the
coming
time.
back. Like, how do we get off? I want off.
Yeah, it
This
just
is
sounds dumb to even
stupid.
talk about it.
Well, the 2 kids' names are actually Jared Dawkins and Malcolm Brickhouse.
Get
and
it.
when they were interviewed, Dawkins actually said he's writing a book. And he said that in the book, people are bullied in school. And he said his characters find wealth and fame after forming a band, while those who judge them become homeless.
Hey.
That man's gonna be.
And here's the clip we have.
Usually a kid band, they would sound like the kids, like they just started playing instruments, but us, when they actually see us, they think that we're 30 years old.
I don't like doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. I want to do my own thing.
Since I wear nail polish, which is not normal, or most boys that wear, I don't get bullied for people bothering me about it. At times it offends me, at times it doesn't. So I just write songs about it. Because most people listen to hip hop, pop music. Like, there's not a lot of people that really listen to metal anymore. We wouldn't see kids like us actually picking our own genre and something that we would be known for.
Guess who's
So,
gonna be superstar?
They're going to be superstars. I love it. I
real.
love the energy of the kids. They seem way beyond their years. And once again, it's cool to have we're 2013. It's cool to have 2 black kids who are rocking it out the way that they were doing it.
Keep it up. I wish I could sell it.
I love the way that they're actually
Amazing.
handling being bullied. You know, I love that one of them, you know, is it Jared that he's writing the
Writing
book.
about it.
You know, hide it in your notes, because that's what's gonna.
There you go. 'Cause them
Transpire
kids
to
ain't gonna be
something.
nothing.
What this is gonna do musically, like to be
Mm-hmm.
able to blend genres, because people are gonna want to work with them.
Yeah.
To take metal music and mix it with who knows what
knows
is
what.
gonna happen. This is a doorway, and I think that I love it.
Yeah, and I think we had in the 90s the group Living Color. They were a black rock band, but there hasn't really been a lot of black rock bands out there for us to really, look at. So I love that this is the next generation, and they're super talented.
Gives me hope.
Gives us hope. Now, somebody who does not necessarily give me hope, who's also a kid, is grade school rapper Little Poopy. He's 10 years old. He's from Brockton, Massachusetts.
I'm so mad. He's from my home.
I can't.
Right now, he's in the headlines a lot because he raps about guns and tricks, and he's 10. And I think we have a quick little clip as well that we like to compare that we want to show about Little Poopy.
I can't.
You're gonna tell me. Yeah, he used to poop a lot. I used to be changing his diaper, he'll poop all over my hands.
Hit me on Twitter.
Now Poopy's earning a reported $7,500 a gig for sharing the stage with adult rappers, and they're not exactly fourth grade lyrics.
I should've knew it from the start. Bitch, you was a slob.
It said Poopy writes his own lyrics, like these.
I do it hard, I do it big, I do it ×3. You might catch me with 2 or 3 mommies. Bad hottie, super bad body. I'm only 7 years old, but she still wanna do me.
Not exactly call me maybe, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On YouTube, the poop hit the fans with this.
So this is Little Poopy.
Poop hits the fan.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about Little Poopy having such hardcore lyrics at the age of 10?
I want to just say,
and slapping booties.
I understand the father may think this is fun right now or funny, and I'm sure this all started with something like a World Star hip hop video. However, and I love Lil Bow Wow, but it's very hard for someone of that age. I don't know how this kid's gonna grow up. I'm actually very scared to see what's gonna happen. And I know they're probably looking at anyone who would say this against this kid, like it's a little kid, he's having fun, but no, because this is putting stuff out there into the minds of a younger generation. No.
Yeah, Courtney is speechless right now. The disgust on her face.
Where is his mama?
Well, yeah. They didn't interview her.
I wish my 10-year-old son would call anybody a bitch, a hoe, a skank, or a slut. And I don't care if you rapping on stage for $7,500 a night or whatever. Like, okay, the kid has some kind of talent because it takes some cojones to get up on stage.
For sure.
You are up there rapping. Like, why are we so, oh God, I don't want to call his daddy dumb, but really, like, you can't tell your kid, like, or talk to your kid, be like, you have this skill. Channel it to something intelligent. Why are you teaching a 10-year-old to be a misogynist? Like, do we not have enough problems with the men and the women and dealing with each other as it is? Like, here's an opportunity. The kid's got something going on. You could turn that and make it something right.
Even
something
a
good.
Little Poopy, really, that's the name you want to give him. I get the shtick of it.
I get it.
It works for one good laugh,
Yeah.
and then when he's 17, 18 years old, and the
Little Poopy
people in the
or
rap game are looking back at him like, oh, yo, it's Little Poopy, like.
Well, no, he's gonna change to Lil P when he gets older.
He'll be
I'm
big
sure
P.
that
Lil
is
P.
what's
He'll
gonna
be
happen.
big
But look,
P.
and again, I hate to keep bringing it up because I think the way Bow Wow did it was the right way to do it because he wasn't rapping around about bitches, hoes, and all that stuff. But there comes a point where Bow Wow did kind of get confused musically as what he needs to do because of that gap of I was a kid, now I'm an adult, people aren't going to see me like that. I don't know where this gets.
Yeah, I'm scared to know where Little
here.
Poopy is going to be in 5 years.
Down the toilet.
I feel like $7,500 a gig. That's
nice.
that's a nice
You doing
nice little
something
gig
if
when you're 10
somebody is
years
willing
old.
to give you that for 10
Hopefully his
years
parents
old.
are saving that for the college
they're
fund. So
not.
when he's
Daryl, you want my take?
yes,
You got
Phil
the
from
angry
booth.
white man in the booth.
Angry white man Phil in the booth who's going to give his take on Lil Poopy. What is it, Phil?
All right. Well, okay. You guys have been talking about that we're oversensitive and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that seems to be the theme of today's show. And I think part of the reason why we're oversensitive is because everyone has an opinion. They want to get out into the world, and by being oversensitive, it's your way of being able to say, go against something and have your voice heard in that sense. So in the case of this rap and things like that, I feel like. Let me play you guys one song real fast that is in the vein of this, and then I'm going to speak to that.
All right. Should we be scared, Phil?
Absolutely.
Who is?
This is Lil Maniac. He's probably around like 13.
Okay.
coming.
Badass bitch just sucking on my dick, sucking on my dick, sucking on my dick. Got a badass.
All right, you guys get the rest of it.
Right. Yeah.
So here's my problem with it. So it's almost this mentality where all of a sudden all these rappers are like, you know what? What would I like to have happening to me? I would like a girl, quote, sucking on my dick. Oh, that seems like a great lyric, and let me throw that into the universe, and all of a sudden there's your lyrics. And we're calling this art and things like that. No, now go beyond that. You know what I mean? You compare it to, I understand I like big butts. You know, something like that. Sir Mix-a-Lot. Although a song like that, yes, you know, the message is I like big butts, but again, there's a genius behind it.
Right.
You know, whereas this is just like, okay, you're just ridiculous.
Phil, I'm so glad you came on that side of it because I thought you were going to take it totally left. I was gonna be like, Phil.
I was about to be like, these are still children. Yeah. We can talk about sensitivity with grown-ups in a different way, but these are children.
And Phil, thank you for that sample and that point. I mean, I think I see this is where when you're talking about, we've been talking about the fine line of it being, are we being too sensitive? I don't think we're being too sensitive when it comes to kids who are minors. And these kids are 10 years old. The one we just played was 13 years old. No, this shouldn't be happening.
My point is that, you know, it's not the oversensitivity. It's the fact that, you know, it stems from the fact that you want to get your voice heard out there. And for these kids, this is the way, and like this is all they know. And the fact that we're accepting this is ridiculous.
I feel like, but this is why we're oversensitive, because this child was taught to think a certain way.
Right.
If he was taught, Willow Smith is a perfect example. I mean, obviously her parents are Will Smith and there's money being put into her. But here was a girl, and even Jaden, they get put out there. Diggy Simmons is an amazing rapper.
He's really for sure. Yeah.
But he doesn't get to play it because he ain't talking about bitches, hoes, and all that.
Thank God.
He actually has smart lyrics and is an intelligent person. And this is the sad part. This is why we are oversensitive, unfortunately, because people think this is funny. I mean, I hate to keep putting it out there, go on World Star and see some of the videos of 7-year-olds or even younger, like 4 to 5. The things that people like, the kid slips up, they overheard their parents say something, so they say it again. Now there's a YouTube video in front of him. Say it again, say it again.
Yeah.
The kid grows up with this mentality. Obviously, now he's acting like he's in a music video. So obviously, what videos was he watching? Where is the mother? What is he listening to?
Yeah, it's going to go back to the parents because you use Jiggy as an example, and Jiggy's parent, you know, Diggy.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Right, Jiggy the dog. No, but Diggy, Rev runs his dad, and we saw on the show how he's raised. You know, we've gotten that, but this is that next generation, and that's scary.
Hopefully our next generation falls more in the vein of the Rock kids that we just saw.
Yeah,
I know. So. Hopefully there's more.
They give me hope. That's what I said. They give me hope.
Yes.
Little Poopy going somewhere. So.
All right. Well, we have had some subjects today to talk about.
Shoot. I mean, Little Poopy gonna be up on us.
I really want to know where his mama is. Like, I want to find her.
We're gonna find Little Poopy's mom. That should have been our Buzz-meter question.
Yes.
Where is Little Poopy's mom? If you know the answer, tweet us
and let us know.
Geotag her.
Now, Courtney, where can your fans find you?
On Twitter at Stuart Starlet.
Jesse?
At DJ Jesse J.
And you can find me at Dario Kristen on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live this week. To continue the discussion, go to our Facebook page or also tweet us and let us know what you guys are thinking, or go to iTunes and give us a rating and comment. And we'll see you next week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Dario Kristen, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network. The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.